Hi guys, welcome to another video on Tech with Shakul. Now today we're gonna discuss a very interesting topic, event-driven architecture. Now this is one of my favorite topics in system design. Reason being, it is very simple in its approach, yet it solves so many complex problems in the industry. So EDA, according to the textbook definition, refers to a software architectural style used in complex distributed systems. अब इस definition से मज़ा नहीं आया, बहुत सारे doubts हैं, right? What is distributed system, what is EDA, why do we use EDA in distributed systems and not other systems, and so on and so forth. But trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to answer all these questions by yourself. So let's get started. Now distributed systems, by distributed we mean फैला हुआ, something which is spread across. So any big application distributed into small things and spread across a region. Have we in our system design journey came across anything which has similar characteristics? Yes, we have. If you refer my last video, I told you about microservices. Now in a microservice environment, we break down a large monolithic application into small services. These services are spread across a region. So hence, a microservice is a distributed network of services. Now taking the same example we used, the eWallet example, we had two services, the auth service and the update DB service. And I also told you that these services communicate using REST APIs. Now REST APIs meaning this service will expose itself at an endpoint 1 and this service will expose itself at endpoint 2. If I have to reach the service, I will reach basically this endpoint. Okay. Now since this is a distributed system and these services are independent of each other, they don't know their coexistence, right? So if I have to reach any of the services, there need to be a central node where I store the location. Okay, auth service is present at this location and update DB is present on this location. Okay, so there is a central node. So if I have to reach any of the services, I'll just forward my request to this central node. This central node will act like a router. So this will basically just route my request to these. Okay, it will send a request, get back a response. It will send a request, get back a response. That's what this central node is doing. It's a router. Let's take up a basic business case where a user has come to our website ewallet.com and he's trying to make a payment. So he fills out the form, amount, bank and all of this and he presses send. Now this send button triggers a request. It creates a request which came on my business logic layer. Now business logic layer has a predefined function, send function. Now this send function, I know that for the data that the user has entered, I need to perform an authorization. As an OTP and what bank details he has entered, I need to perform an authorization. Then I need to update the DB. So I know because I have discussed that authorization, there is an auth service. For update DB, I have an update service. And if I have to call any of the services, I'll forward my request to central node. So I have just forwarded this request. In this order, I have told this, boss, you need to call this service first and this service second. So now central node will just route my request. So it will first call this auth service. So this first call will be made, get back the response, then second call will be made and get back the response. As soon all the processes that I have listed are finished, this guy central node will send back me the response. This is also a request, right? So it will send back a response for the request that I raised. As soon as my business logic layer will get the response, I will send back the response to the user, the client that created the request. So this is my final response, whatever it may be, the transaction successful, transaction failed, whatever the response may be. This is how all the microservices are working right now. Now this is known as request driven model. Why it is called request driven model? It is very evident. Anytime I am triggering anything, I am doing anything, I am calling auth service or update service or anything, I am making a request, this request, this request, this request. So the trigger here is request. So that's why this is a request driven model. This is request driven architecture. Now is there any problem in this? I don't see any problem. The problem lies in this central node. What is happening? Synchronization is happening over here. Synchronization as in one service is called one after the other. First I'll call auth service, then I'll call update DB service and it happens one after the other. So this is happening in a synchronous way. Now this is all well and good. Suppose in a microservices architecture I had, let's say, 10 services which I had to perform, and suppose somewhere in the fifth service it got failed. So this service, fifth service, was down and it resulted in failure. Okay, now the transaction has failed, but what happened? Now this central node will get a failure here. It will in this response it will say failure happened, something 500 error code it will send. Now this guy will also send back the same thing. But there is one thing that you are missing here. Since this is a financial sector, I am creating an e-wallet, I need to revert back to the previous state. Why? Because my auth service was passed. I did an authorization. My update DB passed, this passed, and all the rest passed. The fifth service failed. It was some service which failed. So my transaction was incomplete, yet my DB was updated. ये वो सिनेरियो हो गया कि मैंने पैसे भेजे, मेरे वॉलेट से डेबिट हो गए, बट दूसरी साइड नहीं पहुंचे. नाउ दिस इज अ वेरी रिस्की सिनेरियो इन अ ई-वॉलेट सिचुएशन. सो आई नीड टू रिवर्ट बैक इमीडिएटली टू द प्रीवियस स्टेट. Now this reverting is very tough in this scenario. Why? Because at any point my business logic is unaware कि कौन कौन सी सर्विसेज एग्जीक्यूट हो गई और कौन सी नहीं हुई. इसको कभी नहीं पता चलेगा कि ऑथ सर्विस एग्जीक्यूट, क्योंकि इसने तो सारा रिक्वेस्ट सेंट्रल नोड पे डाल दिया, सेंट्रल नोड ने एक एक करके कॉल कर दिया. दिस डजंट नो कि विच सर्विसेज गॉट एग्जीक्यूटेड एंड विच फेल्ड. सो इट कैन नॉट easily recover the state in which the failure happened. Okay. So recovery is very difficult here. So this is one of the challenges. That's why we introduce something called as EDA. Now EDA, we have something called events. What is an event? Event is basically any small change that I bring in my state. Acha. So this small change can be anything. Yes, it can be anything. So suppose the user clicked send button. Now this is an event. Suppose my authorization service did something. This is another event. My update DB, it populated some table. Or it populated another table. So these are two different events. So anything, any small change that is happening in my system is a event. So now I think so you got a fair idea कि मैं ये कैसे करूँगा. How will I recover? Basically, I will create events. So auth service, when it will be successful, I'll create an event. Update DB service, when it will be successful, I'll create an event. And this business logic will read these events and will be able to recover. Okay, अच्छा ये हो गया था, ये भी हो गया था, and it will know what failed, what passed, and it can recover easily. Now let's see how it is achieving that. Now it is achieving using EDA. Now we saw what is events. What is EDA? EDA is basically your radio. रेडियो आप जानते हैं ना, रेडियो में वी हैव समथिंग कॉल्ड स्टेशंस. स्टेशंस क्या होते हैं? बेसिकली रेडियो मिर्ची, बिग एफएम, रेड एफएम. दीज स्टेशंस आर बेसिकली ब्रॉडकास्टिंग इंफॉर्मेशन एट अ पर्टिकुलर फ्रीक्वेंसी. ठीक है, एक फ्रीक्वेंसी इन्होंने सेलेक्ट कर रखी है एंड दे आर ब्रॉडकास्टिंग इंफॉर्मेशन देयर. दूसरी साइड पे वी हैव लिसनर्स. लिसनर्स आर बेसिकली सब्सक्राइबिंग और ट्यूनिंग इनटू दीज फ्रीक्वेंसी एंड लिसनिंग दोज थिंग्स, listening whatever the radio jockey has to say, right? Similarly, in an event driven model, EDA architecture, we have something called subscribers and publishers. Now publishers are my stations. These are my guys who will broadcast the events. जो मैंने events अभी बताए थे, those publishers will be publishing those events, and subscribers are basically my guys who will be listening. ये मेरे श्रोता हैं, ये मेरे listeners हैं, right? I have something called an event hub. ये मेरा है event hub. Event hub or bus, you can call it by any name. This is my single place where I will store all my events. जो भी event मेरे पूरे architecture में कहीं भी create हो रहे हैं, I will store it at one place. अब आप बोलेंगे सारे events तो merge हो जाएंगे. I have something called streams in this. Any publisher, suppose this publisher wants to, there is one publisher one, and this publisher wants to publish something. It will create its own stream in this with the name, with some ID one, and publish all its events in this ID. Okay, and suppose some subscriber, some listener wants to listen to these events, it will only subscribe to that ID. So place एक ही है, सारे events एक ही जगह जा रहे हैं, but stream model कर दिया है मैंने stream में publish किया, stream को ही subscribe कर लिया. Got it? So this is how publisher subscriber model works in the microservice architecture. Now let's try to recreate this problem. यहाँ पे failure हुआ था, यहाँ पे we weren't able to recover. Let's see how we gonna recover it in EDA. Okay. So what happened? The first event in this, what was it? The user presses send. So this is a click event. So my UI payments page knows this, that this user has clicked this button. So it will create an event. Now this is my first publisher. So first publisher published, clicked send. Alright, my first event has entered into my event hub. अब इसको कौन सुनेगा? Who will be the subscriber to this? Now I know that my auth service knows that boss, अगर payments page पे any click event happens, it is very useful for auth service, क्योंकि उसको पता है या तो make payment हो रहा होगा या फिर wallet में addition हो रहा होगा या फिर हो सकता है payment जारी होगी. तो auth service will subscribe to all the events that are created by my payments page. तो auth service ने क्या किया? It has subscribed to the first channel. Okay, so all the events now are getting here. अब ये events को सुन के क्या करेगा? Process करेगा. It will process whatever it does, the authorization and all. It will process. Now you see this event is not just a simple clicked send message. ये एक बहुत enriched data है. इसको अगर हम देखें कि ये क्या है, तो this carries information of who, what and when. किसने क्या किया? The client, उसकी क्या इंफॉर्मेशन थी, who में होती, what happened, click event happened and when it happened, the timestamp to it. So it is a very enriched message. This message is read by the auth service based on the data which the event carries. It performs that and now this guy is a subscriber to me. This guy publishes the output back into the stream. अब ये मेरा जो सब्सक्राइबर था अभी तक ऑथ सर्विस अब पब्लिशर बन गया है. इट इज पब्लिशिंग द आउटपुट एज एन इवेंट. सो इट पब्लिशेस ऑथ ओके और फेल्ड और एनीथिंग, whatever be the output, it just publishes an event. अब क्या हो रहा है कि आप समझ रहे हो कि अच्छा ऑथ सर्विस का जैसे ही पब्लिश हुआ इवेंट, what update DB will do, it knows कि बॉस अगर ऑथराइजेशन हो गया है तो पक्का DB में अपडेट करना ही पड़ेगा. ओके, सो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग नाउ, अपडेट DB will subscribe to this second channel and will do the same processing, publish another event. So मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, पब्लिश कर रहा हूँ और सब्सक्राइब कर रहा हूँ. ऐसा क्यों कर रहा हूँ? Why I am doing this? आपने यहाँ देखा, यहाँ पे I have to write independent triggers for everything. मेरे को अगर ऑट ट्रिगर करना है तो मुझे एक ट्रिगर लिखना पड़ेगा. यहाँ पे ऑट ट्रिगर का ये वाला राउट है. अगर मुझे अपडेट को ट्रिगर करना है तो आई वुड हैव टू मेक अ रिक्वेस्ट टू अपडेट DB, राइट? एवरी ट्रिगर इज अ रिक्वेस्ट. इट इज मैन्युअली कॉन्फिगर्ड बाय मी. Here what is happening is I am just creating events, very generic events. What is happening, who, when, what. Every guy will publish only generic events, who, when, what. कोई भी पब्लिशर है ना, उसको नहीं पता who is gonna subscribe. So it is just publishing generic events, who, when, what, and those events are automatically triggering stuff. So this event, whoever has subscribed will do its processing. This event, whoever is subscribed will do its processing, right? So every trigger is happening automatically. I don't need to configure anything. I just need publishers and subscribers in my model, right? Got it? So how this thing is helping that? Now coming back to, we were recreating this, okay? So what happened? Somewhere down the line, the fifth thing failed. All right, now I just, to recover to my state, to my initial state, what I just need to do is I just need to replay this stream in the reverse order. Replay. What will happen is in somewhere in the middle I have an update DB call. Update DB also has an event, what table updated, what record was changed and when did it change. So I can easily revert, very easily, because reading this event hub, my business logic will at every time be aware, okay boss, these are the events which were successful, this event failed. So it can recover in milliseconds. That is why this feature of recovery is very, very important. It has humongous applications when considered to gaming industry. You have seen, we have all played games like PUBG and mission games and car games, car racing games. So we have seen that feature of respawns, right? Where your player dies and you have to recover to the previous state. So what happens? This is what is happening there. Okay, that is why PUBG is able to have so many users. It is able to provide a better user experience. It can respawn in seconds. Suppose your respawn is working for 10-second delay. With this, it will take easily 10 seconds. You won't be happy, right? So with EDA, you will be able to respawn in milliseconds. Okay, so that is what EDA is bringing on the table. That is why EDA is very, very important feature as far as microservices are concerned. So I hope in a short video, I was able to explain to you what is EDA, how it is used in the microservice industry. I am not disregarding request driven model. It is still used at a lot of places. Request driven model is preferred over EDA, but EDA has specific applications when it comes to having automatic triggers and recovery. So that's all. Stay tuned.